Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really jumping into something big, something that's already here and changing everything. The war for talent, it's not coming, folks. It's happening now. And it's really reshaping how companies find and keep their people. So our mission today, a deep dive into 25 recruitment challenges and solutions in 2025. We're going to unpack, the whole modern hiring scene, why it's gotten so complicated, and maybe more importantly, what the smart organizations are actually doing about it. Our sources today give us this really comprehensive, data-packed look. It's mostly from the HR tech perspective, highlighting the problems, but also the practical fixes that work in the real world. And this matters whether you're hiring, looking for a job, or honestly, just curious about where work is headed. Understanding this stuff is pretty crucial now. Okay, just to kick things off, let's hit you with some numbers. Get this, 92% of recruiters, they're optimistic for 2025 hiring. Sounds good, right? But nearly 70% of companies are still struggling to fill roles.
Yeah.
That's a huge gap.
It really is. It's a surprising disconnect there.
And the cost. Average cost per hire is up to $4,700. Plus, it takes, on average, 44 days to hire someone.
Yeah.
That's over 6 weeks.
6 weeks is a long time for a candidate to wait and for a role to sit empty.
And this one blew me away.
Yeah.
Only 5% of people who even look at a job ad actually finish the application. 5%. So what's really going on?
Well, what's fascinating and what our sources really point to is that these aren't just separate problems. They're all tangled up together. They're interconnected. And that's why, generic advice just doesn't cut it anymore. You can't throw one solution at everything. We really need to be looking at specific, often tech-driven, tactical solutions that get to the root of each issue. It's not just more challenges, it's the complexity, the way they feed into each other. That's the real game changer.
That makes so much sense, that interconnectedness. I mean, I remember it feels like ages ago, you just posted on a big job board and boom, applications flooded in.
Yeah, those days are definitely long gone.
Ancient history. Today, recruiters are facing this.
Yeah.
Well, you called it a perfect storm. Must feel like climbing Everest in flip-flops, like you said.
Huh. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It really is a convergence. You've got talent scarcity, especially for niche skills, right? Then you've got candidates who expect a lot more from the process and all the growing compliance rules. Our sources show, even with economic wobbles, hiring is still hard. It's how these things stack up. Like a slow application process.
Yeah.
It doesn't just annoy people, they drop out. That makes your time to fill shoot up, which then increases your cost per hire. See, it's a domino effect.
Right, one thing knocking over the next. Okay, but there's good news here too, right?
Yeah.
The sources say modern solutions are making a difference.
Absolutely.
Like that 44-day average time to hire. You mentioned automated workflows can slash that by, 30, 40%?
Yeah, significant cuts, often without losing candidate quality if done right.
And that terrible 5% application completion rate?
Mm-hmm.
Global-friendly branded application processes, they actually boost that number quite a bit.
Exactly. The data backs it up.
Right.
Tech isn't just nice to have, it's strategic. Think about work flexibility, too.
Okay.
Companies that only hire in the U.S., they report 29% recruiting difficulty. But those offering flexible options, only 22%.
Wow, a 7-point difference just based on flexibility.
Huge. And then there's internal mobility. Over a third of companies are now training their own people for those hard-to-fill roles. It's a core strategy.
Smart. Investing in who you already have.
And onboarding. Good structured onboarding can cut early exits by 50%. 50. And get people productive faster, down from 4 weeks to maybe 2.5 weeks.
Okay, a 50% cut in early turnover and getting people up to speed almost twice as fast.
Yeah.
That's massive ROI.
Yeah.
Really shows the power of process and tech.
It really does.
And I guess the big takeaway is that companies using integrated platform systems that talk to each other, they're seeing hiring cycles that are 60% faster, plus happier candidates.
That's the bottom line. When you connect all these dots, it's clear. The complexity and the way these challenges link up, that's the real battleground. Generic advice just won't work in 2025. You need targeted, practical solutions, usually powered by tech that can grow with you. The companies winning this talent war, they're not just working harder, they're working smarter, strategically smarter.
Working smarter, not harder. Love it. Okay, let's zero in on some of the big ones then. Challenge number 1. Just not enough qualified candidates. Feels like the wells run dry sometimes, especially for specialized skills.
Yeah, this is a huge pain point. And when that happens, the pressure mounts to just settle. Hire someone who's close enough.
Right. Get a body in the seat.
But that close enough hire often leads to performance issues. Maybe they don't quite fit the culture and then they leave early. That churn costs way more than waiting for the right fit.
So what's the fix?
Well, the sources point to expanding your reach, but strategically. Using AI to write better, more targeted job descriptions helps. Deploying those descriptions across lots of different channels, not just one or two. And really nailing your company's value proposition. Why should top talent choose you? Modern applicant tracking systems, the ATS tools, many now have AI built in for descriptions, and they let you blast the job out to tons of boards at once. Maximizes your chances of finding qualified folks.
Makes sense. Use the tech to sharpen the message and widen the net. Okay, but what about the opposite problem? Too many unqualified people applying. That sounds like a nightmare for recruiters.
Oh, it is. It's that signal to noise problem. You're wading through stacks of applications just to find the few gems.
Even with only 5% completing.
Exactly. Even within that 5%, many just don't meet the basic requirements. So the fix here is smart screening, right up front, using things like custom qualifying questions in the application itself, skills tests, maybe asking for a work sample early on, filter before a human spends time reviewing.
Okay. Build a filter into the process.
Right. Good ATS platforms let you add custom fields for this ask for that writing sample, a portfolio link, a coding test. Our sources suggest this can cut unqualified applications significantly, maybe by 60%.
60% reduction. Nice. Okay, now this is where I think it gets really interesting. Slow hiring and a weak employer brand. Speed and first impressions count, right?
Massively. That long hiring process, it doesn't just frustrate candidates, it literally pushes them towards competitors who move faster.
And if your career page looks ancient or the application is clunky,
you lose them instantly, especially top talent. They have options. That 44-day average we keep mentioning, that's 44 days for another company to make an offer.
ouch.
And that candidate experience, it directly affects whether they even finish applying and if they say yes to an offer.
So the fix. Sounds like it needs multiple parts.
It does. Automate the easy stuff, the admin tasks. Standardize your interviews so everyone's evaluated fairly. Set clear timelines for decisions and stick to them. Good recruitment platforms help here. They let you set up hiring stages with workflows, tasks, even deadlines. And they have dashboards so you can see where things are getting stuck.
Spot the bottlenecks.
Exactly. And for the brand part, these platforms let you create slick, branded career pages that work perfectly on phones and desktops. Keep that company culture message consistent from the very first click.
Right, make it smooth and make it look good.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Another big one. Early attrition. People leaving in the first 90 days. That's gotta hurt.
It really does. Often it's down to unclear expectations, not enough support, or just not fitting in with the culture. It's a huge waste.
But you said this is a high ROI area to fix.
Absolutely, because good onboarding can slash that early attrition by up to 50%, remember, and cut time to productivity from 4 weeks down to 2.5.
Huge gains. So what does good onboarding look like?
It's structured. It starts before day one, that's pre-boarding, getting paperwork done, setting expectations. Then the onboarding itself should really extend through the first, say, 3 months. Clear goals, regular check-ins, and again, tech helps massively. Dedicated onboarding platforms, automate workflows, give new hires personalized portals, handle digital forms and e-signatures, work on mobile.
Makes it easy for the new hire.
And for HR and the manager, smart checklists, automated reminders via email, Slack, whatever. It keeps everyone on track.
That sounds way better than just hoping they figure things out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly to broader strategic stuff. Diversity hiring? Good intentions are there, but sometimes the processes, they don't help.
That's a really critical point. The processes themselves can unintentionally create bias, limiting who gets through.
And why does getting this right matter so much?
Well, several reasons. Diverse teams, the data shows, perform better. They reflect your customer base better. And frankly, top talent today expects companies to be committed to diversity. They look at that when choosing employers.
So how do companies improve?
Structured interviews are key. Ask everyone the same core questions. Evaluate them on the same criteria. Use inclusive language in job ads. Actively source from diverse talent pools. Set actual measurable diversity goals. And the tech. Recruitment systems can support this with structured hiring pipelines, customizable scorecards, and even specific diversity checkpoints to keep things fair and consistent.
Got it. Another big modern challenge. Remote and hybrid work. How do you onboard people effectively when they aren't physically there?
Yeah, traditional onboarding often just doesn't work for remote folks, but getting it right is crucial. Remember that stat? Companies with flexible work have less recruiting difficulty.
Right, the 22% versus 29%.
Exactly, so you need remote capability. The fix is designing onboarding that's digital first. It has to work smoothly, whether someone's in the office or at home. Think virtual team intros, online training modules accessible anytime, clear digital communication plans, the onboarding platforms we talked about. Many offer mobile portals, self-service checklists, role-specific workflows, all designed for remote hires, virtual meet and greets, automated welcomes. It bridges the distance.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, this brings up another point. Compliance, the legal side of things. That landscape seems to change constantly. How do you manage the risks?
That's a really important question, and it's often underestimated. Doing compliance manually, it's risky, easy to miss things, create documentation gaps, and that leads to exposure.
Exposure meaning fines. Legal trouble?
Yes, potentially significant financial penalties, lawsuits, and serious damage to your company's reputation. Compliance failures are costly.
So automation is the answer here, too.
Pretty much. Automating compliance workflows is the safest bet. Systems with built-in documentation, clear audit trails, secure verification processes, things like I-9s, E-Verify, get those automated. Good onboarding platforms handle this. Secure task tracking, document retention policies, ensuring they meet standards like GDPR or SOC2 for data security. It takes the guesswork and human error out of it.
That peace of mind alone sounds worth it.
Okay, so you've put all these solutions in place. How do you know if they're actually working? The data problem, lack of visibility.
Right. If you're not measuring, you're guessing. You can't spot the real bottlenecks. You can't optimize. You can't make smart decisions based on facts.
And you can't prove the value of what you're doing.
Exactly. Data-driven recruitment just gets better results, period. And it justifies the investment in talent acquisition. The fix is tracking the right key performance indicators, or KPIs.
Like what? Give me some examples. Sure. Things like time to shortlist, how fast you identify good candidates. Application conversion rate. Offer to accept, rate how many people say yes. Source quality score, which channels bring the best hires. Candidate net promoter score, how candidates rate their experience.
Okay.
Plus, time to productivity, that 90-day retention rate we discussed, and even recruiter efficiency. Good integrated platforms, both recruitment, ATS, and onboarding tools, they usually have dashboards showing these metrics in real time.
So you can see what's happening as it happens.
Okay.
Makes sense. You can't manage what you don't measure. Okay, finally, let's talk tech integration. Building these connected ecosystems, this feels like the next level.
It really is. The most forward-thinking companies aren't just buying separate tools anymore. They're building an integrated ecosystem where everything works together.
What's the benefit of that?
Huge benefits. Less manual data entry, for one. Consistent employee records from the moment they apply all the way through their employment. Seamless transitions. And really robust audit trails for compliance because the data flows automatically. So you'll see a top ATS integrating smoothly with an HRIS system like ADP or UKG. Then the onboarding platform picks up seamlessly for those crucial first 90 days, and maybe even connects to employee engagement tools later on. It creates a complete loop, supporting the whole employee journey.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping all this up, what does it really mean for building recruitment capabilities that are ready for the future? It sounds like it's way more than just filling jobs.
Absolutely. When you put all these strategic pieces together, it's about shifting from just reacting to open roles to proactively building talent communities. It's about using predictive analytics to actually plan your workforce needs. And it's about creating such a great employee experience that your own people become your best source of referrals.
So it's moving from tactical tools to strategic infrastructure.
Precisely, and our sources really emphasize this, the cost of investing in these sophisticated platforms. It's relatively small compared to the business impact you get from hiring faster, getting better quality candidates, and keeping them longer. These are the companies really set up to win the talent war. They're using data, they're focused on continuous improvement, and they're being strategic.
This has been incredibly insightful, a real deep dive into those 25 recruitment challenges and solutions for 2025. It's clear the landscape is complex, definitely, but not impossible to navigate. Seems like technology and smart strategy are really the keys to turning these hurdles into actual advantages. We really hope this conversation gave you, our listener, a clearer map of the challenges and the solutions out there, hopefully empowering you to think more strategically, whether you're hiring or navigating your own career. And now for our final provocative thought to leave you with. With remote work booming and AI and predictive analytics getting so much smarter in recruitment, what happens to the idea of a job search? Could talent communities and continuous engagement make it less about applying for specific jobs and more like a fluid, ongoing talent marketplace in the next 5 years? Something to think about. Join us next time for another deep dive.